This video is going to delve just a little bit more into the detail of paper chromatography. We're going to have a look at all the lingo and all the key words that are used in paper chromatography and how you can use that to explain how to set one up. The first key point then is that some chemicals dissolve more than others, and you see that in a chromatogram by them moving up different amounts on the paper. The more soluble they are, the further they'll move up the paper; the less soluble, the less they'll move up the paper. Okay, so there are two phases to any chromatogram. You have your mobile phase, which is the solvent, that is either water or ethanol, and then you have the stationary phase, which in every single case is your chromatogram, your chromatography paper. Okay, so as I've said, the solvent, your mobile phase, dissolves the inks and they start to move up the paper. And just a quick reminder, the more soluble they are, so in this case the orange dot is the most soluble and has moved the furthest up the paper, and then the red dot is the least soluble and has moved the least up the paper. And then you have the distance that the water has moved itself, that is called the solvent front, and you can measure that with a ruler. Okay, nice and simple question then, which is describe how a chromatogram works. So take a minute, think through everything that we've gone through in this video, look at the keywords in the bottom right hand corner, and have a go at it. Once you've had a go, unpause the video and we'll have a look and see how you did. Okay, so there are 3 marks here, but there are more than 3 marking points. First one being the mobile phase is the solvent, so turn around and say what the mobile phase is, and it dissolves the ink. So we've got what it is and what it does there for 2 of the 3 marks. An extra mark is for saying what the mobile phase does, that it moves up the stationary phase, and that it carries the dissolved ink with it. So straight away you can see you've got 4 marking points there. Some examiners are more strict than others, so it will be advantageous to get as many points in as possible. And then finally, the more soluble an ink, the further it will travel. You can say the reverse argument to that, the less soluble an ink, the less it will travel. Okay? You can also draw a diagram to aid your description. So hopefully you've picked up everything you needed to know from that video. You shouldn't have any problems with this review question though, which is describe what the mobile phase is and the stationary phase in a chromatography experiment, and explain why inks move up the paper. If you're not sure, go back to the beginning of the video and watch it again. And that ends this video.